Do you remember when we were in high school and we would always see the cute girl walk past and then all of the men go crazy? All of the males in the class go crazy, right? Happened all the time, in terms of, oh, this person's so paying, oh, this person's so attractive. Right. Now, from the male standpoint, it's just you being simply, just being a stupid, dumb little kid, it doesn't really know any better. From the woman's standpoint, I can see how annoying it must be, constantly being pedestalized to such a degree from the way that you look, right? And as someone who's gotten into the gym myself and has been training for a little over 5 years and 6 months now, to be very specific, 5 years and 8 months, you start to build a frame to which most people do not have. And I don't say this to boast, it's just me being truthful. You start to build a frame, build a physique that most people do not have. And naturally, you will start to attract female attention from that. At least from my own personal experience, every now and then, especially in the college periods, which I experienced the last year. When you're a man and you've built any form of frame to yourself, you'll start to experience the exact same thing that they did back in high school. In the sense of them treating you like a fan in a way, in the sense of they're always shouting, ah! And they just go crazy. Sort of like a celebrity effect. And that's what comes with just being rare in terms of looking good. Obviously, with the female perspective being with the beauty, and from the male perspective being, having a good body, a good foundation to it. And I'm matured. I'm not a kid. I'm not the kid I used to be. So things have changed. And my approach to things. Initially, if you were to ask me, Gordon, what type of woman are you attracted to? I would simply have just said something along the lines of, women who's pretty and likes me back. But it's far more than that now. It's to the mind too. It's not merely disregarding the other things that go wrong. That is a major key also. We need that. It's not to be looked over upon. It's needed. But the mind is so important too, guys. There's so much power in the mind. You guys have no idea. Beauty in the mind. And so I've changed in that regard. Let's say I were to walk in a room and there's a bunch of beautiful women. And a lot of beautiful women are actually, they're going on their knees, metaphorically speaking. Pause. They're freaking out. They're going crazy, man. Like, stupid celebrity BS they do whenever they see a famous person. Singers, rappers, very prevalent, to spark that type of reaction in the girl. And if someone were to, just walk me into a room like that and they were like, say, Gordon, pick your woman. Funny thing is, I'd actually pick the person who is actually acting like a normal person. Because think about it. Hey, you're going to live with, in this scenario, you will live with this potential woman for your entire life. So naturally, you're going to see the flaws of each other. It's not always going to be cookie cutters, clean and rainbows. Because you're going to be with each other for a lifetime, 24/7. So, I think it's only fair to say and fair to choose the woman who actually acts normal. Now, she may have the same instincts to act wherever, how women act sometimes. She may have that instinct too. But she's more a long-term mindset. In the sense of, I don't need to show those traits. I don't want to be like them. How can I stand out from the crowd? It's the dynamic flipped over again. I'm starting to understand why. Well, I've had for quite a while now. Why the men who don't chase the woman in that regard tend to be the ones who end up getting the woman, because they don't pedestalize them. They pedestalize the Lord and the God. They follow him, and she comes as a byproduct. Comes as a byproduct. I actually believe that should be the right approach to go about things. It should. And at least if that's how I would go about things in my life. Because, hey man, you can't just go for physical looks now. Do you know how many people just go for physical looks and it doesn't end well for them? It's very common, especially in the sporting industry. Rappers too. But in basketball especially, it happens so much. You wouldn't believe it. Unbelievable. It is so common. Absolutely crazy. But it happens. Something that occurs a lot. It's not something to be looked over. As you age, man, some of you may watching this, you may be too young. You may not understand yet, unfortunately. So as you keep going on, yes, rarity and the physical sense is good and it is to be applauded. I like to always view things in a positive light in the sense of if you look good externally, I would like to assume that you good look, but that you have a good internal side to you too. Now I am aware that's not always the case also, but it's good to have a positive head on your shoulders. But having the discernment to really realize who's right and what's right and what's wrong, and then you pick your wonder, the sense of wonder. So yeah, that's how I move now. So you get wiser. And I think the whole freaking out, her boobs, her breasts, her tits, her waist are so big. Yes, men's men, we still like that, and I do, and I'm not denying that. But we can't just walk in choosing our spouses just with that mindset. It will lead to downfalls of many. Very common, a lot of people lack sexual discipline nowadays, and we live in a very sexualized world. A lot of softcore porn on the media, and even literal porn in the sense of that. People making a living off of it more than ever. Don't get me wrong, pornography is the oldest job in the world. But the fact that we're actually, well, not me, but people are giving these people a platform only makes it even worse. It's disgusting, it's crazy. So we need to get off that high school mentality of, I'm only going to get her because, it's so attractive. Sure, we'll get you into the door, but you need to know this person though. What are her beliefs? What are her morals? What does she stand for? You'd be surprised how you can know you could get a grasp of an understanding of someone's morals simply through the way they dress. Yes, the way they dress plays a big factor. It reveals so much. It shows what you stand for, If you're wearing more modest clothing out in an outside setting, well, you probably value stuff like marriage, long-term commitment. And that's not only from the woman's perspective. Let's talk about the men here. Us. If you're married, you can probably commit to something longer. I mean, it's no surprise to why married men tend to make the most money, because they've already proved that in some area of their life they're able to commit to something for a long period of time. Their marriage. They're able to endure a long endurance. I'm sure they have temptation. Temptation's everywhere. And I'm sure they feel those urges too, just like you and me. They're no different from us, but they probably walk by God's faith, and they're able to keep standing and moving forward. So they don't fall to the lusts syndrome via cheating. And it's better for the kids because they have a nuclear family dynamic later on. They're going to have good morals installed, and they won't need to, have less of a risk of passing on their own childhood traumas. And they wouldn't have to fix said childhood traumas because they don't have any. Rightfully so, and we applaud that. That's what we should strive to be. But when you just walk with, the whole, I'm gonna go for this person because they have only physical attraction, and I'm gonna act like a fan, and then they come to you for it. It's just love bombing, absolute love bombing. It's ridiculous. I don't watch Love Island, but unfortunately, I did hear of a few stuff. I think it was season 7. I think it was some guy called Jeremiah and Huda. I don't watch the show. I don't give a fuck. But I did see a few scenes in the beginning. Love bombing from the moment they met. What the fuck? Come on, you've just met. You're kissing so passionately straight away. You literally hasn't even been a minute yet. And you're kissing like you've known each other for 30 years straight. Even worse, hey, it turned out she was already your mum. So I already fucked in the dynamic. You can only imagine. But that's the story for another day. Not that I would cover it. You never know. But yeah, man, don't go for women that treat you like a fan. And women vice versa. I don't think any women are watching my videos because my videos are mainly tailored towards men. But in case there is a scenario to where women are actually watching this video, I would tell you also, do not go for a man who treats you like a fan. So for you women, that would be, don't go for a man who's like, oh my god, look at your ass. Oh, look at your tits, look at it. Just those horny, lustful people. Right? Now, we godly men, we still value that. But we're not walking entirely based on that. Especially for long-term pursuit, long-term commitment. It's carnal, man. And flesh is going to die at some point. So as deep as it's the spirit first. And this isn't me saying you can't enjoy your body in sex. Bros, this is what I'm saying. Take a marshmallow test. You're aware of the marshmallow test, right? I don't need to explain myself, but I will anyway. Put a marshmallow there. I don't lose leaves of the room. If you can wait for about 10 minutes, give them 2. And it shows their delayed gratification test. How their discipline, if you will. The same can be applied here. It really can, you know. In terms of the whole sexual thing, it's very common, prevalent nowadays for them to tell you, have sex before marriage. And we know the dangers of that. So much damage. If you're able to wait out that marshmallow via having marriage, then sex, oh, you're on the right path. And I'm living through. I'm still a virgin. I'm not married yet, but I am living on the righteous, godly path that's been set. It's hard sometimes because the temptation is there. Peer pressure from people on social media, if you will, but they're led astray. Don't worry about them, man. Don't worry about those goofballs. Know your path, the godly path. You know, the devil likes to pervert the Bible and make people do things to which aren't good. Hence why many people they do sex before marriage, right? And they try and justify it. They can't. They won't tell you, but they're having some physical problems with their penises. Gonorrhea, can't name a few on the top of the head, but there's many. Chlamydia, you know, there's so many. Absolutely, yeah, it's horrific. The chances of you developing STD significantly lowers if you just do it with one woman, but through commitment, the contract of God in between, waiting for marriage. So don't go for a woman that treats you like a fan. To the men here, discernment. Now, with me, I still want a woman with a good body. I'm not denying that, and I will probably go for that. But you need to have a spirit as well. You need to have a mind, so you need to be smart and intelligent too. Not full of lust, but the willingness to love and commit. The same way, I will do so too. Because I'm not delusional. I know if I want to attract that type of woman, I need to be like that myself. And I'm working every way, every day, to become that type of man. So I get my dream woman. What's my dream woman, Golden? What's your type? Well, my dream woman is woman of God. So I need to become a man of God. That's all.